Okay, let's see if I can talk. If I can talk in my deep voice. Did the levels get turned down on this? Maybe. Maybe my voice just isn't projecting. We shall see. We shall see. Alright. I think maybe they did get turned down a bit, or else it stopped auto updating. Like auto adjusting, or whatever it is. It's almost tempting to add gain. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's better. Who knows? Let's see. Right, so broadcast. And that might involve adding yet another layer to the Supabase puzzle. So at the moment, all we're doing is database inserts. And we're doing that in here somewhere. Which is fine, but it's a little fiddly. We don't need a database entry for every single one of these things. We don't need all of these tables when in actual fact, for example, for a cheer, all you need is a message being sent to the overlay. You don't need like a permanent record of it or anything. At least I don't think you do. And the first messages is even more redundant. That's just recording what time you sent your message since the last one. I suppose you do need to record the last message, but that could be done on the user table, like the timestamp of the last message. So yeah, it definitely feels like a lot of this was just like a brute force attempt to get something working. And instead what we could do is use the broadcast. So in order to use the broadcast on outgoing, No, outgoing is more about messages that the robot needs to send. Outgoing events. But what we could do instead is when we write things to the database, instead of doing that, we could have a Supabase client. In real time. It's waiting for table changes. But for the most part, we don't really need that. We could just respond to a broadcast event. So when we look at incoming, well, actually, hang on. When we do use the real-time channel builder on Postgres change, what other methods do we have available on broadcast? That's probably what the kind of thing. I need a cough button in the worst way. but also we need the ability to broadcast. So I imagine they work the same way. So if I go on broadcast, what does it actually take? It takes the event, which is anything that can be turned into a string, a callback, and that's it. Okay, so I wonder what event is available to us. Broadcast a subscription event type. That doesn't look right. Seems to me. Putting up with the coughing today is definitely going to be an issue. You just have to keep tapping the mute button. Okay, so it's not going to be that. I wonder if we've got any documentation here. If self-broadcast callbacks get insert broadcast callback. All right. And this is all in real-time RS. Okay, so let's go to real-time RS. Examples. And do I care about it being async? I suppose I do. On broadcast test event. Okay. So it just takes a map. And we can send a broadcast payload. Channel broadcast payload clone. So what's channel? Channel is the real-time channel builder thing. Okay. All right. So it's the same thing. It's just that instead of getting database notifications or table notifications, we're getting broadcast notifications, essentially. Okay, well, we can make that work. We can definitely make that work. So let's look. We can get rid of our crab. And we just need to convert things away from inserting stuff into tables, which we never use ever again, to sending messages, which we do use. Excuse me. Okay, so where does all of that happen? Right, so we're getting messages, we're getting event types here, and then we're writing them into databases. So instead of doing that, we certainly don't need a database entry for an ad break. So that might be a good one to start with. Instead of doing that, we need to broadcast. So where we've got write ads, I assume I've got a channel stored in the struct somewhere. It's called a store writer, and it has a pool. Okay, well that's actually not what I'm looking for. Where's my channel? Channel was a bad word to search for, as it turns out. Where is my real-time channel? This is in store mod. Okay, so where's my real-time? Here we go. So we might end up with like 1 on broadcast handler. And we might need some kind of way to determine its type, as in what kind of message. Who is it? Who is it intended for? And he says after taking a break to sneeze. On broadcast. Yeah, so the example was, so is this an identifier test event? What are we talking about here? Anything that can be turned into a string is the event. So is this, we're just saying this is what it's called, and so you can react to it. So let's try ads begin event. Just the hell of it. And we can always use like an enum at some point, maybe. I don't know if it can be turned into a string. Ads begin event, map, and print out whatever we get. Ads event. Map. Something like that. All right. And so we'll take away this. Oh, we still need to send the outgoing event type thing. So does that mean this? Needs to become part of this. So something like that. That does not match anything. What does this match? Okay. I see. Actually, no, I don't see. This matches there. Why doesn't this match? Huh. Oh, that's very weird. Missing closing delimiter. Well, I'm trying to close it. You're not letting me close it. What am I missing? I would have thought that. No? Really? I'm so confused. Okay. What exactly is happening here? Yeah. Am I missing another one before then? Oh, maybe from the spawn? No, that matches there. That matches there. Why can't I close that out? That's so strange. LSP restart. Very odd. Also, I'm not sure what's happened to my little warning symbols. They've turned into letters again. That hasn't happened for many years. To fix that. Is this because of this move? No. Okay, that is happy. That is not happy. Okay. So what did I do here? Oh, duh. Alright. That was pretty bad. Alright, what are we complaining about now? Value moved. Variable moved. Variable moved. Oh, because we did it twice. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just get rid of this. Okay, so broadcast. Yeah, you're right. I don't use that. That was just a test. Pretty sure I'm going to sneeze. What's up with my bitrate? It's red. Where's my bitrate red? Strange. Very, very strange. Are bad things happening? Let me look at my own stream. Troubleshooting is happening. Troubleshooting is happening. For one thing, Twitch claims that it sent me a confirmation code. It is incorrect. Let's look at the mobile client. Let's just troubleshoot. Let's look at this thing. Doesn't look too bad. I don't know what's going on. Oh well. Someone will let me know, I'm sure. Okay. Now. So now we're sending outgoing traffic with broadcaster ID displaying on outgoing event type ads, and that'll trigger the ad thing. But now instead of writing to the database, yeah, so instead of on Postgres change, we're going to do on broadcast. So this is going to be ads begin event. Begin event. Speaking of ads, they're coming in about a minute. And then in store, in write ads. Oh, Postgres shadow doesn't exist. That's probably because we forgot to recreate it. PGCLI. Create database Postgres shadow. PG dump. And pSQL. There we go. All right, now instead of write ads, when we get an event channel ad break begin, we want to send a broadcast message. Now, hey Woodstone, how you doing? Someone did say bitrate, yeah. Oh. Thank you. You don't need that. I don't think that's the way bitrate works, but I appreciate you. How are you? I hope you're doing well on this fine weekend. Yeah, so instead of, I'm going to have to find a way, instead of it having a, in addition to it having a pool, it's going to have a channel or a link to the channel as well. Unless we do it in incoming. Working and lurking. Ah, are you? That's right. You're at work at this time of day, on a Saturday. You poor thing. So we go to process event. I think it's called. Wait. Yeah, process event. And this happens during init. And then you just wait in a giant loop. So I suppose in addition to that, we could also use a real-time client Okay. So it's just sitting there waiting to be sent things that it needs to write to the database, and that's fine. Where is that init being called from? I'm going to go with it's coming from incoming. I haven't actually hooked those redeems up to anything, but that's coming up soon. Just been trying to do little bits and pieces while I've been sick to stop using the default events and so on. You can do a few thousand of those. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, so where is this init being called from? Okay, yeah. So store init, and it's just waiting for input, essentially. And there'll be a store sender somewhere there. Ink store RX, and then ink store TX maybe? Yeah. And that gets sent to the listener. All right, cool. So listener is where we need to spend most of our time, I think. I hope you're not pushing yourself through illness. Yeah, I'm bored, basically, and I want to do stuff. I just don't have a lot of energy, so here I am. I could do something radical and just stream games. Most of the games I have in progress at the moment are like the thinking-based ones. My brain is not working that well. If it's fun, then it's not working. Exactly. I'll try not to do anything too challenging. So process message is just a giant match block. And where are we sending store stuff? Self-sender payload. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're sending it. Every notification gets sent through there. And that's actually the store. Send to store for further processing. But we also want to act on it in the channel itself. So in that store, we have process event, and it matches the EV. So let's just take that bit of it and see if we can do something with it. So the goal here is not just to send a database event, but to we're sending payload. Okay, so before we do that, we'll add another match block. Nested match blocks, because what could possibly go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. Okay, how much badness do we have? Cannot find struct, variant, or union type payload in the scope. I do believe it'll be one of these. Expected struct, variant, or union type found enum payload. Okay. So what is this? This is an event, and that's fine. Okay. I'm surprised that didn't work. Well, self certainly won't work. Let's go with Pointland. Nothing. Now, we don't have message. Okay. Is it a Twitch API event sub message, or is it a Tokyo Tons? I think it's one of these. All right, so this still leaves us with the wrong type, I think. Maybe I just imported the wrong one. Real-time RS payload or Twitch API payload. I think it might be this one. No, wrong one again. Maybe one of these. Okay, cool. Just the wrong type. That's good. And we need a default arm, essentially. And what's the deal here? Oh, partially moved value. Yes, of course it is. So we need to clone it. Probably. Still a problem. Does not implement the copy trait. All right. I am always running into this when I want to use the same value more than once. And what's the deal here? Unused variable. Yep, fine. Yeah. I've got painters upstairs. It's so weird having people parade around the house. Just want to go. I want the house to myself. It's all good. It's going to be fine. We're only going to be living out of one room for the next week and 2 weeks and a bit. It's going to be fine. Yeah. So, can I not? Do I have to do it first? So let store payload equals payload clone, and then store payload. Yeah, that was the issue. Okay. Can I do it after that? No. Has to be done before I try to use either one of them. Okay. Well, kind of getting a big reno done. We ripped out the kitchen, so I've been cooking off like a dining room table and a hot plate, and we're painting throughout. So yeah, and eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to sell the place and move somewhere a little bit further out of Auckland. Would be nice if I can swing that. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll have somewhere nicer to cook and hang out. Nothing too fancy, but doing the basics. It's a really old house, so anything's an improvement. All right, cool. So now we ought to be able to send we need the channel so that we can send a message. So I'm wondering if I need to restructure everything so that we're in a struct that has a reference to the channel. Where is my channel? Where is my WebSocket client? What are the point? No, I don't need the WebSocket client. I need a connection to... Yeah, I need a connection to the channel. And that should be where process message is. So probably in here, up here, we need to create a broadcast channel to send events to other listeners, e.g. editor, overlay, and what else? Etc. Okay, so moving out of Auckland will get you a really nice place. Most other places, yeah, I hope so. Things are weird housing market wise, but yeah, I hope we'll be able to do something. I wouldn't mind just building like a little bit of couple of little modular buildings on a piece of land somewhere. Nothing huge, just like I quite like modular houses, like little bits of architecture that fit together, and you can connect them with paths and gardens and just do interesting things like that. It really appeals to me. Just little structures, not like tiny housing, but sort of lots of tiny housing. Because we're not poor, but we're not wealthy by any stretch. All of our money is basically in an Auckland house, like so many other people. Right, so I need to connect to... What's in real time? I create the client here, and this is so that I can respond to events. But I'm wondering if I need a second client in order to send the events. Tricky. Do we need two clients in the same program? Your dream is to sell up and get a section where you can build some tiny houses. Yeah. I know. So many people will really struggle to own a house. And we did, honestly. I mean, we used a small amount of inheritance from my parents. It wasn't enough to buy. It was just enough to get a deposit. And then latterly, Christy's mum left us some money as well. So, but otherwise, it's just such an uphill battle. Your games would be nice to have a community. I know, right? Like a LAN housing arrangement. Yes, a real-time channel builder. So we wouldn't want to call it table changes. We'd want to call it something like stream events. And then stream events. And I think I think you have to call build on that. Oh man, there's so many bits to this. Oh, there we go. Set presence config. I don't think I need that. Build. Oh, wait. Yeah, and then that won't be imported. Yeah, I need the client too. So we are going to be running two clients in the same program, which seems a little weird, but maybe we'll eventually break these all up into separate programs. Yeah, so real-time channel builder and then real-time client builder. Yeah, I'm not sure about this business of having two of them. Maybe we'll be able to refactor that so that we only use one client. I'm not sure about that heartbeat interval either. Like maybe it'd be better to have a lower one rather than every 30 seconds. But let's try it. Import that. Oh yeah, the endpoint. Right. Do I have a config? I don't. Where is the last point when I had a config? Connect URL, session ID, sender, token, user ID. Okay, you know what? Let's hard code this for the minute. So that we can get something working. So in config, we have endpoint. Right. Yank in quotes. Where on earth am I? I can't even find it. Incoming. Yeah, here. Okay. Unhard code. And this one is going to be it is the value of local something or other local key, Supabase local and non-key. Yeah, so it is standard env. Is it option env? Standard env Supabase local anon key, and I think unwrap. No method named unwrap. Durations undeclared. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Maybe we're getting somewhere. All right, so stream events does not get used. Yeah, so we would need to pass it. Or actually, we'd need self-process message or message. Oh, wait, and we could also pass a reference to stream events. Probably a reference. And then on 24, stream events is a reference to something or other channel. Possibly a real-time channel builder or a real-time channel. Real-time channel or real-time channel builder. I don't know. Unused variable, so did we pass the correct thing? No, it's a channel manager. Okay. Fine. It's not a problem. Cannot find type. Unused variable. Okay. So now, can we use that channel manager to send a message? That's the question. Let's try it. So stream events send broadcast. Broadcast P. So what is the broadcast payload? Broadcast payload. Cast payload. What does one of those actually look like? It has an event, which is a string, and it has a payload, which is a hash map. Well, that's pretty easy. Okay, let's try the event is add break begin or add break start, I can't remember. And the payload is P. See if any of that makes any kind of sense. Broadcast type, you say? Oh, this is always broadcast. Okay. I can get with that. Broadcast type. Broadcast. Now what? Expected string. Okay. Expected semicolon. Oh, and probably an await, right? Now, expected hash map and found channel 8 break begin payload. Yeah, so P, what is it, data? If I look at channel add break begin, We get payload. Oh, okay, so it's got dot values. Can I turn it into just like a generic thing? I don't imagine into would work. That will be way too easy. Yeah. Okay, instead of doing that, we know that we got we know that we've got a start time, right? Like a timestamp. Duration seconds. Okay. Started at. Yeah, so we could do some of this goodness. Oh, so many open buffers, so many buffers, so many buffers. So many buffers. Haven't quite gotten to the stage where I sound like Barry White. I'll get there. My voice will go down about another half an octave. Yeah, so we want to do something like... Yep. Yep. And then offset date time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, why not? We don't want that. But then we want... duration seconds and timestamp. So let let broadcast payload equals hash map from and then I think you can do what's it called? Timestamp and duration seconds. Payload duration seconds. I don't know if that's the exact syntax, but let's give it a crack. And then this would become broadcast payload. There will be any number of problems with that. Any number of problems. Yeah, I have probably not understood that correctly. What's the problem here? Unclosed delimiter? Yeah. So we've got this one, which matches there. Oh, well, that definitely shouldn't match there. What have I done? Where is that match block from? Oh, I see. Okay, so this does need to be indented. That goes there. This is correct, I think. Oh, that's not though. There we go. No field duration seconds on type event. Oh, okay. Is it payload? Payload. Is that a thing? I think it might be. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I heard there was something big being announced. Interesting. That is very big news. I wonder why. He doesn't seem like someone who would enjoy being a publisher, but maybe he will. I wonder if that'll end up taking him further away from game dev. Undeclared type date time. And yeah, no field started at, so we'd have to match it on... Oh, this should be P, that's why. Offset date time. Actually, I probably don't need it to be that. I probably just need it to be that. Oh, I don't know. That's a SQL X type. We probably don't need that. Right. I would need that to be imported, which is... There's a trait for it. What is the name of the trait? Okay, or IR. The trait is IR option next. And expected offset date time found I32. Okay. Why does it need offset date time? Oh, because I can only have one type in this situation. Oh, nasty. Yeah, that actually is a good point. Is there any reason... no, it would have to be a string. Yeah, that sucks. We might need to use hashmap value. So I wonder if it's worth just converting the whole thing. Or even just sending the payload. So payload is of type. Channel add break begins v1 payload. But I can't send that because he talked about starting one up to protect small indie devs and be profitable and moral at the same time as to screw you to some big companies. Yeah, cool. Oh, well, all power to him, man. I hope it works out. Ludwig's been kind of a silent partner up until this point. Like, I know that they were supposed to be helping out judging the Game Jam 14, but never really heard much about that after the announcement. They're probably crazy busy, I suppose. Now this has right, so it's a bunch of types that are serialized out of SirJSON. Ludwig was judged at the last Game Jam. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it was announced, but I never really heard much. Oh, you mean the one before 14, 13? In other words. Right. So, how do I get? Maybe I just need to use SirJSON in the first place. I don't need that. I don't need that. This one. So, what type am I supposed to be sending? I'm supposed to be sending a broadcast payload, which is an event string and a hash map string value, and value is SirJSON. So that's okay. We'll just convert it each time. So in this case, it's going to be SirJSON to value, like that. And let's see if we can get away with it again. I wonder if they've got, if they're going to start with some of the winners from Game Jam 14. Oh, serialize is not satisfied for this timestamp. So what if I just use p started at? In fact, is p started at not already? Okay, so that works. And p started at is a timestamp. All right, cool. And p duration seconds. Okay, so that works. So what is standard collections hash map SirJSON value, but instead it got a result. Okay, yep. So that would mean using unwrap, which of course we don't want to do long term. Interesting. Oh, okay, yeah. So it has to be strings. So wouldn't be surprised if they extend that offer to Game Jam winners, since I think Game Jam winners kind of got that anyway. Yeah, yeah. So that's probably, I guess, with the next jam starting to come up, maybe they're looking at doing that as part of the prize thing. I would never be able to get something together in any shape to take part in something like that, but I hope it works out for them. Maybe Beegs might be able to knock something together, get a third win on the chalkboard. Okay, so now we're able to send that. I hope there's a few people that copied the idea of making game publishers that protect the devs. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I mean, he's in a pretty unique position, I suppose, with the resources to be able to do that now. What are they calling it? Okay, so we're sending it. Now we need to prove that it happens. Biggs has so many neat games. I know, right? He's done a good job. I thought he was unlucky with I Will Remember You not to win last time. I thought some of the winners weren't actually all that amazing, but so Eloquent Robot. I think it's in. We're in incoming now. We need real time. So ads begin event. Yep. And then that should send the outgoing traffic. So if we look at outgoing ads, and then it should send a message. And where is the bit that connects to OBS? It's going to be called Off-Brand Gaming. Okay. Off-Brand. That's not the most inspiring name in the world, but I guess I hear where it's coming from. So where am I sending to OBS? Doing the scene change. Right. So in listener somewhere. No, in real time somewhere. Right, because that's handling PuppyCam. Oh, that's right. We're not putting ads in OBS anymore. It's all done in the overlay. So we would have to change that in the overlay too for this to work. But at least this way we'll get a message. It's another company under Ludwig's existing. Oh, he has an off-brand brand? Today I learned. And there it is. Off-brand GG. Rivals 2, you say? The sequel to the hit indie fighting game Rivals of Aether. Okay. Fair enough. A pitch form. Size of your development team. Co-op. We're a worker co-op now. All right. When we started this company, we did so with the belief that creators deserve to own a fair share of the value they create. Each full-time off-brand employee will have a vote on the direction of the company. Is this the same thing? Oh yeah, how to replace Ludwig with AI. Fair enough. Interesting. Oh well. All power to them. Same thing, yeah. It'll be very interesting to see how that develops. Okay, so outgoing event type ads. Is happening on broadcast. Yeah. Okay, so in theory, this should work. I wonder how close we are to ads. I will stop the bot. See if this builds. Maybe I'll do it in a editor terminal so I can see what's going on. It doesn't compile. Okay, so what's our problem? Table changes not found in the scope. That's in real time. Okay. Oh, where did that come from? Oh, right. We changed the name. Fair enough. Various warnings. And it's back. All right, so it's not going to perform an insert, so the ad break won't pop up the sign like it used to because the overlay is listening to the overlay's listening to table inserts, and I'm not going to be performing a table insert because it's so pointless having all of those rows being inserted all the time into this table, which is just dumb. So we may as well just send a message and have it pick up. And that will mean if we go into, can't remember, how do you switch a horizontal window to a vertical one? I've got a way of doing it. Where's my mappings? Windows. Leader equals W? No. In terminal mode? No. Leader... Oh, it might be that one. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, so if I look in Eloquent overlay, and we're looking for what, events, I think it's called, and ads. Well, actually in mod, so we do a bunch of listening to table resources, but we actually want to be able to listen to broadcast as well. And this topic is going to change to stream events. And then I presume I can do on broadcast ad break begin, and then wherever the ads were, we point to the ads callback. Yeah, something like that. And then what's the problem here? Arguments are incorrect because it wanted, yeah, it wanted a Postgres changes payload and it's not going to get it. So Bivy real-time message, yeah. So we need to create something different. Instead of adds callback, this is going to be a broadcast. Yeah, broadcast payload. Arguments are incorrect. Yep. So on ads is world register system ads read ads. So if we go there, it needs to take a broadcast payload. And then this will be wrong. Available field is 0. Yeah, so it's going to be payload, which I really hate. So broadcast. Nothing worse than a payload or a data. So now we've got an option. Why have we got an option? Expected. Oh, right. Yeah. Irrefutable. Oh, we crashed. Nice. Not yet implemented. All right. So we got an event that we didn't know. What is a payload? In this case, it's a chunk of data that's getting sent by a message. It gets sent first by Twitch Event Sub, which is sending me a bunch of details about when the ad break is about to start. Your message crashed it, actually. Interesting. So if I run it again and then send another message, it'll probably die immediately. Yep, there it goes. A data package, yeah. A payload is just, we often talk about something in flight having a payload. So, an aircraft has a payload, and it's kind of been adopted by network technology, I suppose. It's the same kind of thing. Essentially, the chunk of stuff that you do things with, as opposed to the stuff that labels the stuff you do things with. So record, broadcast payload, clone. What is the problem here? Irrefutable. It will always match the if let is useless. Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense. I guess that was the case. I just don't like guessing. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so in theory that might work, but back in Eloquent Robot, we are doing something gnarly that we shouldn't be doing. It's hitting this block here. So it was something else. So instead of doing a to do, which will crash, we just need to basically not do anything. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. All right, sweet. Cool. So that should be enough to get it running again. In theory. Okay, so that's running. And do you die with messages? No, you don't, which is good. Okay. So now I need an ad break to happen at some point. In the meantime, I can change the overlay so that so we've got a broadcast payload, and I'm getting the duration seconds as U64, and my ads are about to start. That was good timing. So in theory, I should see. I wonder if I can get the overlay running again real quick without it exploding. No, in fact, it's completely dead. Ads. Oh no, wrong. Ads callback. Yeah, we need to get rid of this. See if it rebuilds again. Nope. Expected system ID hash map string value found system ID broadcast payload. Oh, okay. Hash map string value. Do I have JSON value? I do. What's your problem? Type annotations needed. Cannot satisfy events on add callback sync. Great. What if I just tell you it's sync? Nope. Okay, so the ad started and nothing happened up here, which makes me think that there isn't, things aren't talking to each other the way they're supposed to, which is a shame. Maybe that real-time channel constructor doesn't work the way I thought it did. Let's go back and look at the changes that they made to Bevy Superbase. It's all my videos. Funny. Bevy Superbase. There we go. Examples to do. Did he split up the crate for broadcast? Postgres, Superbase, Realtime, GoTrue, Firebase. No, it doesn't look like he did. So it's just Bevy Superbase. I would have expected at least some console output. That's weird. A YouTube channel to subdo that has a bunch of info? Yeah. Like, no. Mostly it's just me rambling on about dogs. Okay. So the example for broadcast. Actually, no, the example for broadcast should be in Bevy real-time, right? Bevy real-time. Examples. Broadcast. There we go. Okay. Pub system ID hash map string value is as a resource. Okay. Broadcast callback. Okay, so let's follow this example. We'll go pub system ID hash map string value. Isn't that what I did? Hash map string value. Yep. And what is it complaining about? The fact that it can't satisfy sync on adds callback. Not using that anymore. What's the issue here? Consider importing hash map. Oh, yeah. Wonder if I'm supposed to use the Bevy hash map or the system hash map. Wonder which one he used. The standard one. Wonder if he'd see his way clear to using the Bevy one. But we'll use the standard one in the meantime. Struct defined here. Arguments are incorrect. On adds is broadcast payload. Right. On adds. Yes, this one needs to be hash map string and cert JSON value. No field payload. No field payload on value. Yeah. And that, it might be 0 payload. No. Just 0. Yeah, there we go. And in fact, I wonder if you even need to do that. Broadcast 0 get. And then what about... Oh, yeah. So that's what we need to do. All right, cool. So how do I get this working? This function has too many arguments. Yeah, well, can't do much about that at the moment. All right, so let's see if that builds. And it does. So we'll move the overlay back to the stream. And we'll figure out why we don't have any notification from the ads. It thoroughly broke. So kill this for now. Right. So investigations. We have... Why do I have a highlight there? I'm trying to use match for destructuring a single pattern. Yeah, I know, but there's going to be more. There's gonna be more. So stream events broadcast payload. Oh, should there be an await on there? That might be one, maybe not. The trait future is not implemented. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay, so broadcast is not a does not return a future. It does not appear to. Yeah, okay. I guess it's not a blocking thing. Should I have awaited this, though? No, that just returns a client manager. Okay, so we don't have to wait for a broadcast. Do we have to wait for the channel to be created? Get rid of unused imports. Why didn't I see any output? It's probably better to... Oh, excuse me. It's probably better to do it with an event that we get more often, I guess. So let's go with event channel chat message v1 payload message notification p. Yeah. Don't think I'm going to be able to stream for much longer. My voice is just not up to it. Okay. So I get that, and we will do something like... Actually, we shouldn't even need to send something. We can just go event chat message, and the payload can be its default with any luck. Oh, do I have to go like default? No, I don't, do I? What's the problem with me doing that? There we go. So P's unused, but that's fine. So we'll send a chat message notification, and that means I need to listen to it. So that would be in, what, real time? On broadcast ads begin event. On broadcast chat message. See, the event is kind of redundant, isn't it? And it wasn't even the, oh, it was the wrong event. That's why. That's why it didn't work. Chat message. Okay, that ought to do it. All right, we'll restart you. What just happened? That was not what I wanted. Okay. So in theory, if I send chat, interesting, I got no output there. So it's not listening to the broadcast messages, at least not in the way that I understood it. Okay. Well, I just don't know. I think I'm going to call it though, because, yeah, I'm not up to this. Too tired. Need to put my head down. But thanks for lurking and not so lurking. I appreciate it. Oh, man. Roll on not being sick anymore. I'll catch you guys later.